Well, hello, welcome back to Tail 3 Cabins. I'm just getting our second harvest of tomatoes here, making our second batch of tomato sauce. I made about 1.5 gallons a couple weeks ago, and I think this is going to do it for most of our tomatoes. Last week we had the film with the Parma Fire Department, the 100th anniversary, and that went pretty well. We had 2 showings. I got a few gifts from them for the effort. So I got a 100th anniversary flag, a 100th anniversary t-shirt, a couple gift cards, and some accolades. So that went well. That's all over with. But when we had the second showing, it was about 7 o'clock at night. By the time everything was all said and done, we were at around 10:30. We headed for home, got home around 11:30, and I immediately started packing up the car for Tennessee. So we had about 3 or 4 days open where there wasn't going to be a renter, and I did not anticipate going down there until November, but I kind of don't like when we're not there for a while because things start adding up. So we decided I was going to go down, take a buddy with me. I took my friend John. Karen stayed here, and I just was going to take care of a few minor things that I knew that was piling up. One of them was our security cameras were offline. Another one of them was our door lock was offline. I was having some issues with thermostat upstairs. So just minor things I thought we could probably take care of in a day, and then we would be able to enjoy ourselves and do something if we want to do something else in the area. But that was not going to be the case. It's about an 8-hour drive from Northern Ohio. We arrived about 3:30 in the afternoon. Did our usual, start to unpack. And as we're unpacking, I usually look around and see if there's things that need to be taken care of or things that are going to need attention while we're down here. So I immediately noticed that the thermostat upstairs was not only offline, but it was just off completely, no power going to it. I took it apart, checked some of the wiring out, got a multi-tester, and we tested, wasn't getting any power to the wires. Still thought maybe it was just an issue with the thermostat. I went ahead and found the old thermostat that we had originally and put that back on there. And even though there's a little display here that's just the batteries doing that, it still was not working. We cycled breakers, and then eventually I went up to the unit itself, and I found something a little disturbing. There's a GFI plug, but there's no nothing plugged into it. The drip pan that the unit sets on was completely full of water, almost coming over the edge. I don't know, I see something that looks like just a sensor maybe that senses the water level. But it's up to the brim of this pan. The pan is probably 1.5 inches thick. Well, I guess we gotta get the shop vac. After vacuuming a couple gallons of water out of the tray, there's still some in there, but immediately the air conditioner kicked on.
It's like, should I dump it out the window? Like, will it affect the septic tank? Or?
Toilet's fine. We used the shop vac another 3 times to completely get all the water out. Thought we'd keep an eye on it. We did have a power failure earlier, about 2 days ago, and I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I don't know if the A coil is freezing up and it suddenly thawed out. We've been working on that most of the evening. We thought we'd let it go for a little while, see if it's going to cool off the upstairs, and go from there. It's getting cool in here. Yeah, it feels cool. Feels a little better.
Refrigerator.
Just the way Maureen likes it.
You kidding? She'd be wearing a parka.
Ooh, 71, it dropped 3 degrees. Yeah, it feels better. All right, that'll be $50 for coming out. I don't see anything dripping, but it looks like it's dripped for quite a while, judging by the buildup on the pan. I went ahead and reinstalled the smart thermostat to make sure that that was going to be operating properly. Alright, so we got everything up and running again. The air conditioner's working, the thermostat's working, but why did that water accumulate in the pan?
What's going on?
Why do I always call? I got a question about a furnace or something. Okay, so I'm at my buddy's cabin in Tennessee in the Smoky Mountains.
Yes.
It's a 2-story, so it's got a furnace on both levels. The upstairs furnace is above the bathroom, so it's in like an attic kind of area.
Sure.
There was a power outage like a couple days ago for a few hours, so I don't know if that's involved. But when we got here yesterday, the upstairs air conditioning wasn't working, so we're checking around, and Tom found the pan to be full of water underneath the furnace, so we sucked the water out, and the furnace went on.
Okay.
So it's got a
That
drain.
is a blocked drain.
That's what we're thinking, but
Or the low on freon and it's icing up. When you cleaned out the drain, there's a little float switch in the secondary drain pan that's probably emptied out, and it made it come on.
Yep.
yeah,
Because there's a safety switch usually on those. It's like a little float, or if you get water in that pan, it senses the water and that shuts off the power to the R wire. That's the 24 volt going to the stat, so everything shuts off. You should blow out the drain, cut the PVC, and give it a good blowjob. You know what I mean? Or with CO2, I don't know if you have that stuff there. The water rinses it off into the pan, and then you get dirt, builds up in the P-trap, and gets clogged. There's a P-trap going into the front of the coil. There should be a P-trap.
Right.
yeah.
Where the drain is.
There's like
That could be clogged, and then the drain is overflowing. But I don't know if it's low on freon or just a blocked drain.
yeah.
So we ran the AC again, and we kept an eye on the A coil, and it didn't appear that any of the fins froze up on the A coil, so we don't think it's a freon problem. Fortunately, we don't have the proper tools that you would use for plumbing or HVAC. Well, I mean, the bottom of the pan is the bottom of the pipe. With the PVC pipe attached, I could not get the panel fully off of the unit. So I'm trying to squeeze in there and use a drain cleaner, a little pipe drain cleaner, see if I can get it in there. Trying to be as invasive as possible right now. Maybe in the basement. Coat hanger? I don't know if there's one in the... Oh, I'm making progress. I couldn't get the pipe cleaner in as far as I wanted it. We, of course, followed the pipe down to the basement, and then that tees off to the other unit. We thought about putting a shop vac in the discharge end outside, but we need to block off the other unit so it doesn't just suck air through that. I ended up taking a foam brush and wrapping a little baggie around it and shoving it in there to try to block the airflow on the second unit. Sounds like if you're at the dentist office. We did get some material out in the shop vac. A little bit of dirt. We're still not sure if it's clear though, but we do have some other things to take care of. Last night I noticed the master bath sink was draining slow. September is just 2 weeks away, so I thought I'd put out the fall stuff while we're down here. When we were here back in January, I picked up 4 chairs that we replaced some of the older ones that were on the porch. And I didn't notice this at the time, but one of the renters pointed out to me that the arms on them, now this one looks normal. This next one doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with it. The taper looks okay. But this one and the one upstairs, the arms are reversed on it. Unless you're a nice skinny person, maybe you'd prefer them to be this way. Holes gonna line up?
I don't know. I wonder if someone already tried it because there's multiple holes. No, there's 2 sets.
Oh yeah?
Doesn't that make it seem like, I mean, I must have...
Just in the one though.
What do you mean the one? Each one?
It's not on this one.
Oh yeah, you're right. I noticed that. Got the arrow the right way?
Yep. We're still waiting on the air conditioner just to see how that's going to run. We're giving it a whole 24 hours. In the meantime, we'll do some more chores around the cabin. The cameras are still out. I really can't figure out what the issue is. I've checked everything on the inside. I checked the wiring on the inside. I've come out here on the porch just seeing if anything became disconnected. It's a little strange that all 4 cameras would go out at the same time. I'm still not ruling out the power failure we had a couple days ago because there was a bad storm and maybe lightning took these things out. I do have a spare DVR unit with this camera set up, and I'm going to put that up and see if that makes a difference. So I got this all set up and cameras are still blank. So much for that.
HOA County.
Hey Terry, it's Tom with Eagle Crest. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, Tom?
Okay, you have a second? You remember we had that generator installed last December?
Yeah.
We had invoices for it and all that stuff. So apparently the company went out of business.
No freaking way.
Yeah. So I can't remember if I know I was hemming and hawing about a service contract or something like that, but I can't remember if we actually went with one or if it came with one for a year. But their number's disconnected, their website's down, their emails are coming back. It was installed, but actually we had a power failure last Friday for about 6 hours, and I had somebody go check, and it
didn't kick in.
Nope. So.
Okay.
But I'm just wondering if you guys could maybe peek through the old invoices and see if there was a service contract or not. Or I don't think there's anything we can do, but I
will.
Okay.
At this point, I would almost say if we do have one, it's going to be worthless. But we have to make sure we don't pay him anymore or anything. So.
Right.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah, I was surprised because they seemed like a big deal. They had been around for a little while, but so.
Oh, but it happens.
I suppose. Let me know if you're going out of business, though.
Yeah, I have no intention of going out of business.
So I'm the current HOA president. We installed a generator for our well down the mountain back in December. We got it up and running, and apparently the company that installed it went out of business. We also found this thing is called a butler. It hooks up to your hot tub cover, and it makes it easier to put the hot tub cover on and off. Piping on it is all mangled, and it's not even worth using anymore. And the cover's seen better days, too. Hi, is this Kim?
This is Terry.
Terry?
Do you need Kim?
She responded to an email about a new hot tub cover. She wanted to know about which way the seam goes.
Okay, 1 second.
All right, thanks.
So
Okay.
yeah, we don't have that size. We can order it for you. Today is Monday, so it could potentially be here Thursday. If not this Thursday, it'll be next Thursday. We get our deliveries every Thursday.
Well, I'm going to be leaving here Wednesday, but I will need it. I definitely want it before winter time starts.
Yeah, so that's technically Pigeon Forge.
Yeah.
So that would be $80 for delivery and disposal of the old one.
Yeah, okay. And then I guess if you're going to come up here, I had an issue with our display panel, and you guys were here, and you just reset it last time. But you said You guys said it looked pretty bad, and it does. It's kind of hard to read, and it's kind of hard. The buttons are all worn out. Would it be worth just having that replaced while they bring the cover
We
out?
could, yeah, we could do it. Is there any way you can text me a picture of the top side? That way we can see if we have it in stock or...
Okay. I don't know if you could look up. We're coming to a close here on our second day. We got a lot done during the afternoon. Apparently there's some water accumulating on the HVAC unit tray again, so I think we're going to head out for breakfast first thing in the morning. Then we're going to go to Home Depot and pick up the necessary tools and materials we're going to need to cut that PVC pipe and just clean it out properly. So there's no doubt that that's not going to be an issue anymore. So I've made a cut in the pipe. We're going to try to pour some water down it to see how quickly it comes out at the other end. If it's going to be a drip, 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 or if it's going to appear to be that there's nothing impeding the water from coming out. No, I got it. I used one of the couplings, so that's wider, you know. The second one we're going to monitor downstairs now just to see how quickly the water comes out. Okay, so it doesn't seem too bad on that end of it. Now we're going to try to reverse and go into the unit itself from where we cut. As I'm doing, the threaded connection on this just seems really flimsy and loose, and I really don't care for it. That could be exactly where it's leaking from, and as I was messing with it, the joint came loose, so back to Home Depot. I replaced a good portion of the PVC coming out of the unit itself and starting its way downstairs, and I put a little inspection pipe here that I could use either for a clean out or just to take a peek in there if we need to. That should be some peace of mind. Now a few more chores to take care of.
It really does do stuff. Not good.
This is our last evening and I still have not been able to get the cameras to go on. We got the truck pretty much packed up and ready to go for tomorrow morning, and then it kind of hit me. I was going through the cameras again, and there are two power supplies that supply the unit, and I happen to have a spare. I took the spare and plugged it in, and lo and behold, the cameras came online. I didn't think that the power supply would have gone bad. So even though the air conditioning system cut into a lot of our work time here, we did get everything accomplished that we set out to do. But if you aspire to own and manage a vacation rental, always expect the unexpected. Well, it turns out it was a good decision to go down there because the air conditioning kind of came out of left field. There's always things that we find out when we go down there that we don't anticipate. For every one or two things we know we got to take care of, we find 3 or 4 others. I feel a little bit better now that we were down there just because I got a little peace of mind that things should be good until we go back there in mid to late November and set up for Christmas. So I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoy and subscribe to these videos. Click on that little bell when you want to know when a new one is coming out, and keep an eye on us. Take care, everybody.